Vayetzai Oskimel. זהו, ויקח מאבני המוקים, ינקיב טוק מאבני המוקים. פירוש אבני המוקים הם מבחינת האסיס שנקרא אבונים. These aces that we spoke, the aces hatera vatfila, and they are called avonim. Just like there's avonim that build a structure. Shemrak b'chinas deimim levad. That why do you call the aces hatera vatfila avonim? Because you want to explain that the words that you use, one thing is that you put together one Evan and another Evan, one stone and another stone, you create a structure, a building, a room, a heichal. A deeper word in it, that when you're using these letters, when you're using these words, they have to be daimim, they're inconsequential in themselves, because these words and these letters compare to the seichel that you're describing when you're learning. And the eishes hatera vatfila, the deepness and the emotional depth and the chayas that one experiences when he davens, and when he learns Yigia Baterev and Horevet, when the Teres v'chai behemid, his learning is full of life, emotional life, intellectual life. So these words in itself, you could say these words dry. You could daven a davening and not even think what you're davening. And then your davening is like the daimim of the letters that are dry totally without any life in it. It's like a body without a soul. It's like daimim legabe tzemeach. It's two different levels that you can't even compare one in the hemisphere or the other. When you have an animal compared to a person, or a rock compared to something that grows, it's a total and complete distance that you can't compare. So the Eibishter gave us davening, he gave us learning, and the Rebbe explains in the Maimer that in order for us to get uplifted and to connect with the Eibishter, we're in such a low level that we're like a daimon. How do we connect to Hashem in the highest level, higher than all the levels that there exists? This is like connecting a guf with the neshama. This is like connecting the words that you're saying, which is daimim, and connecting the highest wisdom and chokhmah and emotional and intellectual highest level in and through these words. This is how a person, when he applies himself with all he's got, and a horevet in lernen, and he davens like a chassid with Mesiras Nefesh and with Aveda and with Yiras Hashem and Avas Hashem, and he applies himself to it, then it's a different davening, it's a different learning, and it lifts him up to the highest level. So this is why we talk about Yankiv is the Avos, and the Avos are the ones who gave us, that we learned out from them, the Derech and Avedas Hashem, and their Aveda was in Ruchnius. And Chassidus explains to us, now, after Matan Torah, now before the Geula, this is at hand, the task that we have to apply ourselves to be Mahapach the Cheshach Le'er, to be Mahapach the Daimim in the Tzemeach and the Daimim Tzemeach the Chai in the Medaber, and to be Mahapach through Yigia Vaveda to that we're able to be mahapech from the lowest level to the highest level. And this is why he talks about chitzenius and makifim, that in makif, it's like a ball. So the highest level on top could sometimes, you spin the ball, it ends up on the bottom. And the bottom ends up on the top. There's an Eir Yashar, the Avedas HaTzadikim, that you have that the whole life to go from level to level. And then there's the Avedas from Baalei Tshuva that they take that cheshech, the lowest level that they are in, and when they do tshuva, and the Eibishter lifts them up from the lowest level and spins the wheel to the highest level. So this is basically, when you talk about avonim, that they're round, when you talk about, especially in today's day and age, you shoot up a rocket, and in space, it flies around the world in 10-15 minutes. So in 10-15 minutes, you could circle the whole world. In 10-15 minutes, you could lift yourself up from the lowest level, and in that high badrega, you could reach out. The Eibishter makes it that a yid could reach out that through the Avedas HaTshuva to the Gula Mitzvah Shlema. This is our Aveda that we learn from the Avos that they give us the keches until when Mashiach comes, it'll be out in the open. This is what he talks about in the Maimer in detail until you come to the explanation when you make the kitzer on all of it. So let's learn the Maimer. This is the Avnei Amokim, the stones, that they're called Avodim because how are you going to describe it? They're only like daimim. Shem Rakkin is daimim. A stone is daimim. It sits on wherever you put it. It has no feelings. It has no growth. So these letters that you're saying in davening, if you don't add Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem, even if you do add, but these words, these letters are daimim legabe the seichel that goes into this Torah. Legabe the seichel, the high madrege that we're talking about in davening. Legabe era seichel achom es shera behen kanal. Pirish avnei amokem upchenes esias al yenim. These are the esias al yenim. V'ikach ma'avnei amokem, which mokem? There's the mokem lamato, there's the chochme tatoa dilmato, and there's the mokem lamayla, the chochme iloa. That how do you connect the chochme iloa to the chochme tatoa? So you take from these letters from the highest level, chochme el-yena, ma'avnei amokem, from the mokem el-yen, and you veikach ma'avnei amokem, and you take together these, you gather them, you bring them, and you make them into one. And all these Avnei Amokim that created the whole world and say there's Taushlos, you only receive the Ketzah Shel Yud from all these Avnei Amokim. They become one, and the one is only Ketzah Shel Yud, and that creates and connects the whole world to Hashem. Because if you give more, the world can't absorb it. So you're only giving a dot, and after all these alamas vestadim that comes down lamato, and this is what creates all the worlds. Those ACS are kelim. Elamatzilus beklolus. There's the elamatzilus beprotus, the elamatzilus beklolus. Shenikra mokem elyin. Shehu b'chines vav ksavas elyenim. Datzilus bechlal. Ukmesha Amar Baruch Hamokim, that when you describe the Eibishter, Baruch Hamokim, that's the highest level of Seder Ishtalshalos, and over there the Vav Tzavas that were created in the Asias that the Eibishter, those are kalim to the Eres Ha'olyenim from Atzilus Beklolus. K'mayim Razal Hu Mikei Mishalelam, that Madrege Hu that we can't see. Not even Nato nor who is this is Mekei Mishalelam. This gives an Asinis Makim for Elamis, which is higher than all the Elamis. Ve'eino Elam Mekei, but nevertheless it can't come down in Elam. Because of Hine Mokim Iti. That Mokim, that space that was the source of all the space to come afterwards, Iti, that is in the highest level with me, is that doesn't transcend lower. It has to have a Helmvester. It's only a spark of it. That it's only l'cho avai hagdula, that gdula, that and that kvura, that tzimtzum, and that chesed, and there lamaila is l'cho, is only l'cho. That it gives in this mokim should be later. You say the Yistalsalis and the Samadregas, but up there it's where it's at. That mokim hamokim over there, it's the beginning of time and space, so to speak. That there's a certain place that they meet the mokim ha'elyon and the mokim ha'tachten. And they stay over because it's getting dark. The sun is going under. There's the bo hashemesh. There's the lowest level of madrega. That hatzilus, where there is hashemesh, there is full of light, and that is the end of it, and it has to come down into Bia and Bri Yitziyasiyah, Bishkot Bezer, Vayikam Bavnei Amokim, Sefer Vayir Vayimer Manir Amokim Azeh Zekim Zebeis Elikim. And when you reach that level, when he realized that this is the Mokim from Atzilus, that he connected to the office where the Shomes Atzilus, they connected to the lowest level from Ein Sof in Atzilus, and where it meets with Bia. Yaakov was able to incorporate that all these avonim should become one Evan, and he should be able to condense it and bring it together. And he put that Evan higher, Merashesov, on the highest level, in the beginning of creation, in the beginning of his head, so to speak. And he put it B'Nashesov in the beginning. All these letters that are called the letters of Avnei Amokim, the stones are from the place in the beginning in the highest level Natzilus. All these letters were kolol in that highest level in the Era Chochmah, in the Dibur. And in the Dibur, all these letters are Rak, Eis, Aleph, the Yud. You're reaching out and you're speaking about only one letter of the whole letters from before till they come down to Eis Yud. Shekelam Yachat Kanal. In the beginning of creation, the Eis Yud was the first Gilui from the Helem that after that Gilui of the Yud, after the Kav became a Chud. That's the Gilui, the Yud, only a dot, and the Kudah that comes from the Chochmeh, that condensed in Elamat in Dibur. Sharigam Hayud Eis he Yud is us El Shemuvdelas Mikol Ezdus Bamesh Ein Bo Erech V'Rechev Klal Rak Nekuda Echad. It's different than all the other letters because it's just it doesn't have an Erech V'Rechev. There's no details in this. It's just one Nekuda. Shazeh B'Chinas Habitl D'B'Chinas Ma. It also indicates when there's no ispashtus, when there's no form. It indicates that it has no form of its own. It's totally bottled, and that's the beginning of creation. That in order to create, in order to receive, there has to be a total commitment, a total bittul. And you don't have your own opinions, you don't have your own mitzias. You're becoming yesh me'ayin, and in order for you to become, and in order for you to be a keli, to something that should come in and create something, there has to be a total bittul. That's the bittul the b'chinas ma, that you can't even describe it. Ma de chochmeh, k'meshkosov, v'chochmeh me'ayin timotzi kanal. This is where the level of chochmeh and there becomes Me'ayin Timotze, Yesh Me'ayin, so it's Me'ayin that there's nothing there, there's a total bittul. Okay, that's why the way it was created in the beginning of creation was from the Yud Kei Vav Kei. This is the Yud, the letter that the world was created, that all the letters in it become one. Ma'avnei Amokim, all these Avonim, all these letters become one, and that is Merashesav in the highest level, and that's where we have to reach out to. This is the Chochmah in Keser. There's Chochmah in Midas, there's Chochmah in Tibur, there's Chochmah Shebe Keser, the highest level of Chochmah, beginning of creation. So the Keser is Rotzen, and Tainug, and higher, and this is the, when we talk about when we talk about Nekuda Echad Levad, the highest Madrega. So Vayosem Merashesav Lamai Lo Mebchenes Rosh Umechin Chochmah Lo Chochmah Tatom Merashesav, higher Merashesav. He reached out higher from Rosh Umechin, from Chochmah Lo and Chochmah Tatom. This is where you could tap into and reach through your Aveda to the highest level that didn't exist before the Bria. Reishis Chochmah means that the highest, the first, and foremost, the beginning of all is Chochmah. Reishis Chochmah. Sheyesh Beis Madregas b'Chochmah, Chochmah b'Rosh, v'Chochmah b'Sof. There's Chochmah in the beginning, in the head, and there's Chochmah b'Sof at the end of it. In other words, there's the Chochmah the way it is purely in the mind, where you thought of something, and then there's the Chochmah the way it's manifested in how you describe it, how you put it together, and how there's a finished product, so to speak. So the beginning of the Chochmah in theory and in concept is still more edel and ruchnisdik and not yet in formation in a tangible way. And then there's the Chochmah B'Rosh and there's the Chochmah B'Sof, but they're connected. Even though in the highest level it's Shalei Lefi Erech, and in the lowest level you can't even compare it, but they are connected. If not the beginning, there's no end, and the end could connect to the beginning. So, because they're connected, is mashmoyer l'mayla meresha. You could even reach out. At the end of the day, you could reach out to a level that's higher from where you were taken from. This is the chidush in Ma'aseh Bereshis, that after Hashem created us, and after He brought down from the Chochmah L'mayla Ha'oreh Hashem to the Chochmah L'mata, you could reach out to such a level that comes from higher, from the Chochmah, from where you were taken with that Chochmah. Now he explains. The Yankiv Helavik Be'agam Lev Nachash Osam Kol Avnei Amokim Anal Shazeu Es Hayud Chochmah Elohim. That Yankiv was able to bring together and lift up from all these stones. This is and bring them together, and they become one, which is the Eis Hayud from Chochmah Elohim L'mayla, and the highest level, the high, the Pnimius HaKeser. Shazeu Merashesav L'mayla Gam Chochmah Sheberosh, that this is even higher, the Chochmah itself. By the Pnimius Makiv the Keser Shal Gabe Rosh. Keser is Makiv. You put a crown on top, it's Makiv on the head. Shal Gabe is Pnimius Makiv the Keser Shal Gabe Rosh Umechin v'hu Kenal Bein v'Chochmah Me'ayin Timotze Me'ayin Mamish. So when you talk about there's something higher than the Seichel, and something higher, and on top the Keser. So you're talking about, when you talk about this Keser, how when you describe it, the there we're already touching Atzmos Ein Sof Baruch Hu in Pnimis HaKeser. Meshkosav V'Tikunin, the Ein Sof Milgav, V'Kisrei Lo Milbar. Ein Sof is already Hamshoches and Giloyim in Chetzenis and Pnimis, but Ein Sof is already Ein Sof. That's Milgav, that's Makif. V'Kisrei Lo Milvar. Shonikram Makif Akloli. Milgav is from within. Kisrei Lo Milvar Shonikram Makif Akloli. Shemakiv v'seiv v'lochol shtalslos de'abya mirosh l'sof ki'echad. And it's Makif kol seder shtalslos. That's Kisrei Lo. K'mosh le'igol shein b'mayla mata klal. Umata hu k'mei l'mayla. And for example, you have a world, it's round. So you have Australia, you have America. So who's on top and who's on the bottom? They call Australia down under, but it's not true, because when you're standing in Australia, you're standing on top. So because it's an eagle, there's no Milo Mata, there's no top and the bottom, because there's a certain level in Atzmus, in before Kriyas Ha'elam, where who says Ruchnis is higher than Gashmis? Who says that the one who's on top is on top and the bottom is on the bottom? The Eibishter could make you on the top. You turn that ball and the bottom is on the top right now. So who says that you reach to the highest level in Ruchnis? Who says they're on the highest level? Because the Eibishter decided that this Gashmis who worked in Avodas Hashem, he becomes the highest level. I like the Gvul better than the Bli Gvul. Who says Bli Gvul is Bli Gvul and Gvul is Gvul? It's all Hashem. The Hashem has a keach in Gvul, he has a keach in Bli Gvul. So when he decides Bli Gvul is the highest level, you have to reach out in Bli Gvul Madregas to reach out to the highest level. But when Hashem decides that Gvul is the highest Madrega, so he decided that Gvul is, you reach to Hashem in the Gvul of the Kaway, and you're in the highest level because Gvul, with Gvul you reach Ein Sof and Atzmus. So by the Eibishter, in the eagle, there's no Milo Mato. So you're using an expression mitachas reis elam, and elam is that there's no Milo Mato. Kedua. V'zeshkos v'yesem merashesov b'bchinas makiv the keser hakloli. You're talking about the makiv of the keser hakloli. V'bchinas machshov echad hakloli shetzeifu mavid atzeif koakel shezeu nikra makiv hakloli shekel kol ishtalshlus the kav chud b'basachas kodem shedeas atzmi meresh l'ragli keechos. Now, so what he's saying is that there's person has, for example, a certain vision, and right in this vision, he already has his house, and he has his children, and he has his family, and he has his life, and he has a successful business. In 1 second, he has the whole vision. So by the Eibishter, when he has that vision, it's all already there. It's all exists. Then to make a Gashmistika world and to bring it into fruition that there should be a Gvul, the Eibishter had to sort of make a tzimtzum, a hell of a hester, but in a certain area, at the highest level, it's all already there, and the Eibishter feels it and knows it and sees it, and just like a person feels himself, he doesn't need anybody to tell him where to scratch his back. He feels himself from his foot to his hand to his mouth to his leg to his head. He feels everything. The Eibishter feels everything and knows everything. In that second, it's all there already. Mitzad the perspective of the Eibishter. How did Yankov reach out? By when he did the mundane thing of taking that stone and it became one, and he reached out to that high madrege to Keser HaKloli from Ak in the highest madrege. How did that reflect and connect to that highest level that we describe here? That's what we're talking about when we talk about Yankov and the others. to the highest level. Mokim madrege gveya kolkach. Shumakev the keser akloli. Kizoinu lefi sheis yem b'chinas deimim lamato mikol madreges, because that the ACS are deimim lower than all the madreges. Umagam shosi yankev v'kol avonim mevanachas shu yud chochma. And the same thing when you say that Yankev took from all these avonim from this daimim, and he united it into one stone, and he made it into one nekudah from the Eis Hayud Levach Ein Bois Pastus Klal Leirich V'Rechev. There's no Hispastus spreading out. It's all condensed. There's no width and length. There's no length and width. How is this condensed into one? That, so to speak, v'hu kasher in one nucleus, v'hu kasher hachokma b'chenes ayim mamish, when this chachma is, there's no erech and rechev, there's no length and width, and it's like it's totally like it doesn't exist. Is l'zeh atam yochel halas levin zeh li yes b'chenes makiv the keser ha'elyon me'akel, because it doesn't feel itself as anything and it's totally bottle. He's able to lift it up into the highest madrege. Mishum deno et chilosan b'seifam dafke v'seifam b'tchilosan. And not only can he lift it up any level, he can lift it up in the highest madrege, because now that there's no impediment, there's no disconnect, there's a total nullification, you can lift it up from the end till the beginning. And there's a method to it. There's a reason and a method for it. If you throw something down a building, the higher you are, the lower it'll fall down. The further away it'll fall down. That the Rebbe made b'ashgacha pratis, it's a muscle that the highest madrege that was lower down, and the Seder Shtausel is and it goes down lower and lower and lower. The higher it is, the lower it comes down. That means that the highest madrege fell down in the lowest level. That they're connected in some way or another. Now he says there's a way of throwing down something from a building, but that's a straightforward throw. So it takes time till it throws down, and the further it falls, the further it falls away. Miteler Peretz used to say that Apple. Miteler Peretz once said by Fabrengen, the kid, there was a guy standing there and talking, and they were being kind of mevalvel the Fabrengen. Miteler sat there in a beach, Shmulich Araitis. It was in the country by mountainsides, and Rebbe Peretz said to the guys, that they should come sit down, and he criticized them kind of in a way that, to make him come over and sit down. And the Shmulich Araitis said, Rebbe Peretz, das ist doch so das schön geleit, der Rebbe fällt nicht weit vom Bein. Hat Peretz gesagt, Moshe sagt, ich bin Ruach Metzuya. Wenn fällt der Rebbe nicht weit vom Bein, as is a regular Ruach, a wind. Aber mit Masche, Ruach Metzuya, kann es fallen weiter weg vom Bein. When there's a big wind blowing, who knows how far the apple could fall? So the idea was that when it falls down, the higher it is, and the higher the wall is, and the higher chassid it is, and it falls down, the lower it falls, and it's higher to lift it up because it's so far away. And then there's the other story about the Rebbe Rashab. A chassid came to say to the Rebbe that his son went away too far from Yiddishkeit, and the Rebbe says, "Try your best to bring him to me. Let me talk to him." And he tried every which way. He couldn't get him, so he told him he's going on the trip. But they were passing through Lubavitch, and when they came passing through, he said he wants to stop in for a while by the Rebbe to come with me. Anyway, the kid, wait for me outside, and the kid was sitting there on the horse, and the Rebbe came out, and he said to the kid, to this Bacharol, and he said to him, "Tell me, Tell me, is there a difference between a very, very good horse that runs very, very quick and a very, very, and not such a quick horse, a regular horse? He says, of course. If you want to get somewhere quick, you get yourself a very strong, trained horse, and it'll get you where you want to go a lot quicker, very quick. So the Rebbe said, yes, you have a point, but let me ask you a question. But what if you make a mistake? Then with a very good horse, and you make one wrong turn, by the time you realize you start and the horse runs very quick, all of a sudden you find yourself you're so far away. That kid understood what the Rebbe said, and the Rebbe is the one who said it to him, and he was Chazer B'tshuva. He says, but on the other hand, the Rebbe says that when the horse is a quick horse, once a chapzich that he made an error and he made the wrong turn, once he realizes it, when he comes back back also a lot quicker. This is the same analogy that he's using here. There's an Eir Yosher of a tzaddik, so his Aveda has to be steadily higher, and that's an Aveda, and it takes a lifetime. But then there's an Aveda of a Eir Chezer, a Tshuva, Eir Cheshach Le'er, when you say that it's an eagle, when you say that there's no milo, there's no mata, so who says who's higher and who's lower, which means that if you're on the bottom, and you were thrown down from the top to the bottom, it flies down 1 to 3. But on the other hand, you could give a turn over the whole eagle, and all of a sudden you're on the top. You don't have to go through the whole up and down anymore, because who says you're up and who's down? The moment a person does tshuva, there's a erchezer, there's a thrust, and you're in space right away. Then you can already fly around the world in 10 minutes. Then you can already serve Hashem in a tremendous haslachadic way that it was meant for a Baal Tshuva. This is the Sheir Levi Yosef, the Sheir Abari will soon explain. So this is the kavanah that he was the mashal. When we talk about the eagle, that so first we said that the higher it is, the lower it falls down. So an eagle, when you turn that hole, you make a turn. So the one who's on top is all of a sudden on the bottom. The one who's on the bottom is all of a sudden on the top. When we talk about the highest madriga from Seviv Kalam Makloli, we also say that in the Seva Kloli, this is what happens. How does this happen? When it comes in the Evan is a daemon. Is oz dafke yuchal aleisel merashesov shu b'chines makiv the keser. So then you could lift it up merashesov when it comes from the makiv from keser. There's levels and madregas, and there's a difference in the chochmei eloah when you understand it clearly in your mind and the way it comes down till the end. But when you talk about chochmei shebekeser, that's when it's there's no top and there's no bottom, and you can fly up to the top. There's no method to it, because through tshuva you can reach out and connect straight to the top. Mishtoah means wondering if Hashem was matzliach his way or not. Mishtoah also means he realizes that there's higher than there's Hashgacha Pratis, and there's a level that's higher than the wisdom and understanding and all your vision. There's a higher level that guides you, and the Yad Hashem, all of a sudden, he was taken aback and he was kind of quiet. He realized there's something here, Hashgacha Pratis, that he met Rivka that's higher. I mean, he met Rachel. I'm sorry, Yankiv and Rachel. That he met something, and he recognized that there's a higher level of the Yad of Hashem there. In the root of it, to understand it is because when it's in the Chochmah, it's all these ACS are there like one. When they're misbat, when they become only one letter, like a yud, nekude, this is the Even Achas that we talk about that he made from the Avnei Amokim. Then the Chochmah becomes Ayin, that in this Chochmah he's a Keli, he's because he becomes nothing, so he could connect to higher than Chochmah, that's Atzmos Ein Sof, that comes after all these Birurim, and that comes the north Chelosam B'Seichem. We need the beginning with the end to connect, and Yaakov could lift it up. B'Zeo Vayosam Esav Mirash Esav Canal Fish Ein Gila Atzmos Ein Sof Elab K'nei Zayin Ama the Chochmah. When there's the nullification and there's the bittul of Chochmah, then it reaches out and it connects to what's higher than Chochmah. So b'chinas even, b'chinas deimim lovat. This Asius is therefore these Asius are a stone, are deimim lovat. That there's no spreading out and there's no anything else but completely nullified, and that's the keli to reach to get connected to the highest level, higher than Chochmah. To Atzmos Ein Sof. Meshkosov, this is what the Eibishter wanted. This is how he wanted it to be. Because of Reishis Chochmah, Yiras Hashem. This is the Yiras Hashem. The Reishis Chochmah, what's higher than Chochmah? How do you reach out to the higher level of Chochmah? Yiras Hashem, through Bittul, through so it starts with Yiras Hashem, Yirat HaTorah. Bittul Kedem Levad. When you understand something, the greatness of it, you also become Batul. But there's a reason, because you have Seichel, you understand the value of what you're getting is Batul too. But then there is a Yireh from Kabbalah Soul that you don't even understand what you're Batul to. You don't even understand any Madrigas and Chochmah. But this is a Keli, the Yirat HaTorah is a Keli. First it has to be total Bittul. And total Bittul from Lamato. And then when you start understanding and you have that Chochmah that adds to the Bittul, but being that there's the foundation of the Bittul, of Kabbalah Soul, of total, complete, Ibergem sich zu dem Eibishten, totally given over to Hashem, is this is the Keli eventually to go out of Golus and connect to Hashem in the Bittul Atzmos. B'chinas mamish, total Bittul. Zesh Kosov, when you say in Hallel, Even moasu abenim, hoysel reish pino, that Even, the stone, this Bittul of the stone, moasu abenim, that they nullified habenim. There's the two stones. There's the stone lamata, the bittul of lamata, the Even lamata, and there's the Even lamaylo. Hoysel reish pino, it lifts him up. It was into the highest level of reish. Shazeo mashkosav ayosem merashesov v'dal. This is what it says. Yankiv v'yosem merashesov. When you say Yom Hoysel reish pino, the nochas Even apino. I just want to mention something. It's not negay here. But the Rebbe made Anochas Even Apina, and we have to build a building 770 from Kingston Avenue to Union Street, to even where the Kale is, the whole length and breadth. And because we're not building, we're ma'akev that thousands of people can't come to New York for Tishrei and Nisan, or especially Tishrei, and the Rebbe should help that there should be the Anochas Even Apina, Even Masa Abanim, Hoysel Reish Pina. This should be the Anochas Even Apina should be a keli for the Even Apina for the Beis Hamikdash Hashlishi. Meher of Yameinu, take it miyad mamish. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and all the best.